too. Okay, well, if you're thinking about doing the work yourself, number of things to think about. You know, and some things are pretty easy, like laying tile. Well, I don't know that it's easy, but anyway, maybe it's fun. But painting, you know, that's fairly easy to do. So, you know, that's something, hey, I could do that, you know. Probably you would not want to do roofing. That's probably not something fun, okay. Oh, great, I'm going to be off work for 3 months because I broke my ankle falling off the roof doing my own roofing project. Think about, you know, the time involved to do the project. So there's, like, let's say you're remodeling a kitchen. You know, there's various parts to the project. Probably you wouldn't want to build the cabinets yourself, you know, and you probably wouldn't want to install them yourself. Electrical, you probably, you know, you could do the electrical yourself, but, you know, do I really want to figure out how to do that? And you still need a licensed electrician to do, you know, parts of it. And then, you know, make sure it's approved. So make sure, you know, it's really worth your time and aggravation. There's plenty of stories of married couples who had very stressful things going on with remodeling, and unfortunately, some of them ended up in divorce. So be sure, you know, that that's really something you want to do. And then how stressful will it be on my family? I've heard of stories of where the mom was remodeling the kitchen and mom was grumpy for 3 months. You know, it was not fun. So make sure you really want to do that. Do you have the skills and knowledge to remodel your home properly? I mean, there are some things like electrical, roofing, putting in windows, which, you know, could actually result in some bad stuff happening to your house. So, you know, make sure that you're, the critical things, you've really got the skill. Do I have the correct tools for those jobs that I plan to do? If I'm operating a skill saw, do I really want to do that? And, you know, the carpenters have had very bad accidents with skill saws, so do I really want to do that? How much money will it cost to get the tools, and then, you know, can I use them again, and how much money am I really going to save? One anecdote that I'll tell you that happened to a friend of mine. We did his next remodeling project, but this one, he was working with a carpenter, and they were going to put a room up, you know, up there in the attic, and so they said, well, you know, we're going to build a stair. So, you know, what's the big deal? We're just going to do a double back stair, you know. So they kind of drew it on an envelope, and the carpenter built the stair and come out next day, and well, it's fine, except there's no headroom, and I have to duck to get in the attic. So, okay, well, no big deal, we'll take the stair down, you know. Well, that's costing them a lot of money. So then they come back and said, well, this is really isn't a problem. Let's, you know, do another double back. So they did that, and then the wife didn't like it, and he didn't really like it either. So they actually built the stair 3 times. So again, you know, some things should be left for professional remodeling companies. There are some building permits, like plumbing permits, electrical permits, that if you're in the city limits, you're required to take out, and you want to take those out because you want, particularly plumbing, we've seen before where there are cases where it wasn't taken out. The plumber took some liberties, shall we say, and it created some mold because they had water in their wall they didn't even know they had. So you want to make sure that the permits are taken out. Think about accidents or injuries. Of course, you could be injured, but also if a workman's injured, you know, you could be liable. So think about with your insurance company, you sure want to make sure, you know, that you're covered. And the 3 types of coverage are general liability, workman's comp, and builder's risk. Also, if you act as your own general contractor, you can be held responsible for damage that may result from the construction. Again, check with your homeowner's insurance. You want to make sure you're covered. And you can become liable for workman's medical expenses and disability if somebody's hurt on your, you know, on your property. So those are the types of things to think about. I mean, obviously, we think it's a good thing to hire a professional remodeling company because that's what we do. But again, just think about the time expense that's involved.